Enhanced operation and maintenance management system for an aviation school. Government buildings usually have poor maintenance programs with lack of focus group, guidelines on the use of building facilities and amenities, maintenance and operation plans, and allotted budget, albeit a major investment of the government. Poor maintenance programs lead to the faster deterioration of government buildings to the detriment of public interest on public spending. This study aims to recommend enhancement on government building operations and maintenance management system to contribute in heightening government entities' consciousness on the importance of the said system as a significant intervention to prolong the useful life of government buildings, consequently protecting and optimizing public investment money. The study intends to propose doable recommendations that could be adopted by the PhilSCA board as basis for development of building facilities and amenities, systems and procedures, for creation and formations of organizational structures and complement, for development of operations and maintenance program and work plan, and for budget preparation for the PhilSCA's main campus building at Villamor Province. The study will also have significance to the PhilSA board and management for its building operations and maintenance, planning, and budgeting, for the government as an input for formal stakeholders discussion, and for pursuit of future studies relative to policy direction, for the academicians and students as reference for studies related to preservation and value enhancement of government building, and for real estate practitioner as a practical guide and or additional input on an organized government buildings operations and maintenance. This study recognizes its limitations. Thus, the result of it will serve as an exploratory attempt to establish preliminary data to support formal stakeholders discussion to generate interest on the subject matter as well as to support the pursuit for future studies on organized building operations and maintenance management system for government buildings relative to policy directions. The systems theory was used in the determination of the aspects of operation and maintenance management system for the PhilSCA building. A four-point Likert scale was used to determine the level of agreement on the following subsystems. A. Development of maintenance management systems. B. Formation of organizational structure. C. Development of maintenance program and plan. And D. Budget preparation. There were a total of 45 respondents from PhilSCA administration, faculty, and students. Key informant interview or KII was also used to validate results of the survey. The following are the outcomes of the study in accordance with the stated problem statements. Problem statements number 1. What is the profile of the participants? Majority of the participants come from the older or matured age group of people ranging from 31 up to 60 years old, with 14 or 58.33% from the admin, 10 or 41.67% from the faculty, and none of which is a student. Female dominates the populations of the participants, consisting 25 or 55.56%. Problem statements number 2. What appropriate enhancement on the building operation and maintenance management system are necessary to preserve and enhance PhilSCA main campus building in terms of development of guidelines, formation of organization, preparation of project implementation plan, and preparations of budget. Findings. The study disclosed that Filska building deteriorates at a faster rate and that guidelines are available to improve and mitigate it. However, during interview it was found out that Filska has no such guidelines. Further, it was found out that General Service Division has no approved operating organizational structure. The recruitment and selection process was based on trust and confidence, not on the competency-based recruitment and qualification standard as required by the Civil Service Commission. Likewise, survey and interview results confirm that Philska has no building operations and maintenance program and work plan. Finally, survey and interview results also confirm that Philska budget preparation for building operations and maintenance has no basis. In the preparation of budget, allocation comes ahead of the preparation of program and work plan. Problem statements number 3. What significant difference on the assessment between and among the three groups of respondents, namely administration or management, faculties and students, on statement of problem number 2? Findings. The data showed that there is a significant difference on the assessment of the admin and the faculty as against the assessment of the students on the statement of the problem number 2. Problem statements number 4. What appropriate enhancement on the building operation and maintenance management systems are necessary to reduce the confusions and irritation between building occupants on the use of building facilities and amenities? Findings. The data manifested that building operations system and procedures and guidelines are necessary to reduce confusions and irritants among building occupants. However, as validated during interview, it was found out that Filska has no such operating system and procedures and guidelines on the use of building facilities and amenities. Problem statements number 5. What significant difference on the perceptions between and among the three groups of respondents, namely administration or management, faculties and students, on statement of problem number 4? The data manifested that there is a significant difference on the assessment of the admin and the faculty as against to the assessment of the student on the statement of the problem number 4. Problem statements number 6. What is the impact of enhanced building operations and maintenance management system? Findings. The data established that there is a significant difference on the assessment of the participants on the impact of enhanced building operations and maintenance management system. Conclusions and recommendations. For problem statement number 2, the study concludes that there is a need for Filska to enhance its building operations and maintenance management system through the following initiatives: development of manual, guidelines on the use of building facilities and amenities, assessment and evaluations of existing operations and maintenance, organizational structure, and manpower complement. It's subject to further study to consider reorganizations of the office, compliance with the CSE competency-based recruitment and quality standard program. The study recommends for the Filska board and management to enhance Filska building operations and maintenance management system by developing manual guidelines on the use of sports facilities, library, classrooms, laboratory, conference rooms, lavatory, and others. Conducting organizational diagnosis of the GSD and subject to further study, consider transitioning the same into a facilities management office, complying with CSC competency-based recruitment and quality standard program in hiring personnel, especially for the building, operations, and maintenance. Continuations of conclusion and recommendation for problem statements number 2. Development of program implementation plan for building operations and maintenance. Review of guidelines of budget preparations and implement the same, especially on building operations and maintenance. Preparing building operations and maintenance program implementation plan relative to energy and water conservations, building and repair and maintenance, and security and safety. Conducting review of PhilSCA guidelines on budget preparation in the light of CHED Memorandum Order 20, Series of 2011, and issue an office order on strict compliance of concerned personnel to the said guidelines. Problem statements number 2. The study concludes that there is a significant difference on the assessment of the admin and the faculty as against the assessment of the students on the statement of the problem number 2. The study conclusions indicated that students are more aware compared to the admin and the faculty personnel on the necessity of enhancement of building operations and maintenance management system of PhilSCA main campus building, considering that they are the main users of the said building and is then directly affected by poor building operations and maintenance. Notwithstanding, they have lesser roles than that of the faculty and admin on the performance of the tasks related to building operations and maintenance. Recommendations. The study recommends for the PhilSCA Board and Management to conduct information and education campaign intended for admin, faculty, and students pertaining to their duties and responsibilities relative to the building operations and maintenance in order to get maximum participation and supports from all stakeholders. Problem statements number 4. The study concludes that there is a need for PhilSCA to develop manual for building operating systems and procedures and manual guidelines on the use of building facilities and amenities. Recommendation. The study recommends for the PhilSCA Board and Management to develop manual for building operating systems and procedures and manual guidelines on the use of sport facilities, library, classrooms, laboratory, conference room, lavatory, parking, and bulletin boards. Problem statement number 5. The study concludes that the students are more aware compared to the admin and faculty personnel of the need for building operation systems and procedures and guidelines on the use of PhilSCA main campus building facilities and amenities, which could be attributed to the fact that the students are at the lower echelon of priorities with regard to the use of building facilities and amenities, thus advocating for the establishment of building operation systems and procedures and guidelines on the use of PhilSCA main campus building facilities and amenities in order to discourage unequal opportunity on the use of the same. The study recommends for the PhilSCA Board and Management to conduct information and education campaign relative to the rules and regulations on the use of building facilities and amenities, which will pave the way for all stakeholders to have an equal access opportunity to use the facilities and amenities of PhilSCA main campus, eventually would lead to the possible reductions on confusions and irritations among and between stakeholders on the use of the same. Problem statement number 6. The study concludes that students are more aware than the admin and the faculty on the impact of enhanced building operations and maintenance management system. As main users of the building, they could directly observe the impact of building operations and maintenance to the building, while the admin and the faculty also aware on the impact of such systems and procedure. It appears that their responses are probably calibrated against their own personal knowledge, level of involvement in building operations and maintenance, and biases. The study recommends for Philska board and management to conduct information and education campaign intended for admin, faculty, and student relative to the impact that good building operations and maintenance management system would bring to the school community as well as to the building preservation and enhancement. Study reference. Thank you.